Hello everybody, welcome to another Amy's production, and today I'm going to be doing another Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium cast, and today I'm going to be doing a 2v2 on Redstone Rampage, which is going to be quite nice. And I'm currently just looking for some other Kane's Wrath replays, and thankfully someone brought to my attention the problem on Kane's Wrath, which I didn't know. It's because I didn't have the map. That's why I wasn't able to record some Kane's Wrath replays. But I'll just do a Tiberium Force 1 because I've been waiting to record some casts and stuff. Well, I've been waiting to do casts, and yeah, it's just gone ridiculous. So yeah, today's match is brought to you by Ames Productions here, and today we're going to be on Redstone Rampage. For the left team, we have Time to Die and King Zed. For the right team, I believe that's
construction complete.
Yep. So King Zed is the blue nod, and Time to Die is the green nod. For the right team, Captain Hawk is the GDI. Is the orange GDI, I believe. So you'll see in name of yes. So Captain Hawk is the orange GDI. And for the red GDI, we have Juicehead. Now, all four players are doing quite well at the moment. They've all built cranes, I think, as far as I can see. No, they've not all built cranes. 3 players have all built cranes, or 2. But, yeah, 3 players. Also, we'll see how this goes. We'll see the majority of the left team has actually got some cranes that would help them tremendously in getting some other structures and defenses up quickly, because they've got 2 production structures queues, but ultimately, that's a very big waste of money. We'll see if that actually works. We'll see some scouting units that have been sent by either one of the GDI factions. Let's have a look. I think that's red, so that's going to be a Juice over here. I think your name is Juice. Yep, your name is Juice. So Juice has been sending some a few scouting units, and obviously we've got a couple of APC speed by the orange GDI. Just immediately captured that war factory there. That was a good move. And that is Captain Hawk, right, okay. So Captain Hawk has just made a brilliant move there. Quite dangerous, I must admit, but a brilliant one nonetheless. Gone and captured that war factory. So now he's just sold off the war factory, and he's going to have a Scorpion tank for himself. So that was actually quite a swoopy move there. And we've got some of Juice's light-tiered vehicles coming in, and they're just destroying some harvesters right now. Got a few units protecting those harvesters, but not many. Most of those attack bikes were going to be used for an assault on the enemy harvesters, but it appears now that they're doing some defensive maneuvers. And a clever little minefield has been placed on the APC, so that's quite nice. That did just destroy most of the attack bikes that were on station, but as we can see, it's still doing quite a bit of damage. We can see there's an expansion. Wow! Being built by Captain Hawk. That's extremely weird, and why the hell? That's full of confusion there. How in the hell did they manage to get a couple of structures over here? This is really risky, but really good. I mean, these enemies, these left players here, they didn't expect anything like that at all. B, why would you do that anyway? I mean, obviously you have the surprise attack and everything, but still, there's putting those structures in way too much danger. I would see a Predator has been loose around the power plants, just doing some harassment there. Moving swiftly away, and it gets destroyed. Look at that. So yes, that's quite a nice move, just been made by Captain Hook over there, but very risky. And lost pretty much all their base. And we can see that most of the defenses are now being powered down as Captain Hook just absolutely pummels this green player here. I think your name is Time to Die. So Time to Die is actually maintaining his defense quite well, actually, but Captain Hook's units have done a fair bit of damage. I mean, as you can see, mostly scorch marks made by the Scorpion and Predator tanks that have been used to sort of use their attacking focus and stuff. And we can see most of the defenses have been sold because they've been just spread out some shredder turrets, and it's mostly just infantry that they're warding off. About 1/3 of them is infantry, and 2/3 of vehicles. So they'll need more anti-vehicular units, or at least counters to these attackers here. And as you can see, we've got quite a few Scorpion tanks made by Time to Die, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that Scorpion rush. We can see a Vertigo Bomber also being built here. That's quite costly, but if that would work, maybe we could do like a little bit of a defensive maneuvers with these Vertigos here. And we see quite a few, well, 2-3 players, they've gone tier 3 already. We see a nice push being made by the red GDI player over here. It's quite nice base walking over here. We've got a few mammoth tanks, we've got sonic emitters. They're doing really well for themselves, I must admit. Barracks immediately being brought to that base. I have a feeling they might be training some engineers to try and capture all these structures. Yep, there we go. There's one engineer going straight for the con yard, but that gets killed by these villains here. So they try desperately to take this space. I mean, the red GDI's juice here is going to be really pounding the space over here, and we see that the blue player, Mod player, is really trying to defend it as well. King Z, that is his title is. But again, another engineer goes up. The warfighter gets destroyed, and the engineer gets killed. Wow, that's really good. Really done. I think King Z's done for now. There's 4 mammoth tanks in operation at the moment, and we see a sonic emitter going up. They're just absolutely wrecking this obelisk over here. Then we see the enemy con yard goes down for a measly 30 credits just before it goes, and you see some other of the you see the ally of the Nod going and trying to defend with his obelisk, but it's not proving too well. It's not really doing anything because the mammoth tanks are just pummeling that King's Edge base, and we can see the same thing almost happening to Time to Die as well. A lot of units being used to harass those harvesters and maybe get a few, and you can see the pit bulls are just absolutely just chasing them like savages, but they just managed to save one, and that's lucky as well because that was a full load, so that would have been a really good hit for them. Kept it up, maintaining a nice little harassment line over here with missile squads and pit bulls. We've got a few avatars being made by Time to Die, and it was a flanking maneuver with a few predator tanks and missile squads. But ultimately, everything's going to go to sour here. I will see a few avatars being captured now, and they're going to be used for the mammoth tank forces here. So this is going to be quite a huge helping hand for Captain Hook now, because they're going to be doing a pincer movement and they're just going to be crushing whatever's inside. Both players are now in one space, and there's not much they can do at the moment. So Time to Die is actually got most of the control of the units, and we see the verticals go down, boom, and they actually do quite a bit of damage to 3 of the mammoth tanks, and destroying one of the mammoth tanks. So that's a nice little defensive maneuver there. He might be able to just give himself some more time with that, but they now have got to watch this middle space over here, and make sure that they don't just mess up now, because they are almost, they might be at the point where they could turn the tables at this point, but I don't think so. They've got a lot of Tiberium at this moment. It's all concentrated in that top left corner, and we see the mammoth tanks now retreating away, and the verticals going after them, trying to destroy a few more. But now there's a successful repelling maneuver there done by Time to Die, so that was lucky. I'm surprised that he still wanted to continue with this, but he may still have a chance with this. The sonic emitter unfortunately goes down from the avatars, and he might be starting to claw back at territory now. The Juggernaut proving a bit of a problem there, obviously, because we've got the an extra firing here, and we've got artillery, and that will be a bit problematic for these avatars. I mean, one of them isn't going to go down, but there we go. We've got the verticals coming in and absolutely smacking these Juggernauts in the face quite nicely there. Even with the anti-air, it's not going to be enough to try and destroy these. That avatar eventually does go down, unfortunately, but we've got some others as well. He might put some air defenses there, if anything would be there. I did think so. I was literally just about to say it. Was quite funny. But I've got a nice little conflict going off here. He's just clawing back all this ground here. If he can make any more avatars, that would be great, but I'm not sure how much resources he's sucking at the moment. And we see a nice line of mammoths covering most of the area for the red GDI. And I wouldn't be surprised if he actually took the medal, because there is like a bit of activity for all these players. It would be good if he got the medal as well, just because of map control. And as we see, we've got Time to Die pushing back quite nicely over here, and he's doing a tremendous job of destroying most of these structures and claiming back all this land, and some of the Tiberium as well. So, he'll have a little bit of an advantage. And we see 3 other avatars have been used to destroy the base. Oh, wow, what a comeback. Look at that, 8 avatars, and they've already destroyed the Juggernaut. and not much of the base has any defences, so they'll probably be able to do a lot of damage with that. And as we can see, allied stealth tanks proceeding to do some scouting over there. So we've got a nice comeback made by the Nod players over here, Time to Die and King. They're doing a nice job obliterating GDI forces in the area. It's really, really good. And also we've got the... But, oh wait, there we go. We've got the GDI forces coming in. We've got... oh, what's your name? Juice. Yeah, Juicehead. You've got Juicehead coming in. We've got a few avatars. We've got mammoth tanks. We've got juggernauts. A couple of mammoth tanks goes down by the minefield. We're really cleverly put there, but I don't think that's be really enough to do anything. And they're just reversing themselves into this little tiny field over here, which will probably end them both, to be honest, because this is their last stand, but there won't be enough to hold them, to keep them there for that long, which is unfortunate. If he could use the vertical bombers, that'd be great, because it's a weak structure, they can use it, they can just destroy it so easily right now. Boom! Yes, we got a couple of vehicles go down, but the avatars I will use, they just get absolutely destroyed. Although they do take a mammoth tank with them, so that's nice. But they're just holding out. It's not enough. It's not enough. Because there are some of these units there, and they're causing quite a stir. One mammoth tank goes down, so there is one mammoth tank and 2 juggernauts. Will they actually be able to do any more damage? We see that Time to Die has reclaimed one of his avatars, so that's going to be useful in trying to continuously repel the enemy forces. And we see those stealth tanks, they're still alive, and they're still maintaining their secrecy. But oh, are they? They're actually heroic. They are both heroic, so that's actually a very good benefit for the blue player. That's King's stealth tank, I believe. So that's going to be a very good benefit. And boom, they attack the juggernauts, which is going to be very problematic for them. It's going to be way too late as well. Boom, they both go down, and their command post goes down as well. So that's nice, a little attack made by them. And we see quite a lot of avatars being grouped over at this portion of the base. We see that they're all being repaired, and these just go out, these vertical bombers die, which is unfortunately a waste of money, but they're going to die anyway because, you know, their air tower was sold. But we can see we've got a nice little infantry squad as well. Probably going to be countering most of the avatars over here, which are now being sent over here towards Captain Hawk. And we see quite a few military rocket squads as well helping out too. So we're going to see quite a big battle over here. Who will actually be victorious? The avatars just absolutely stomping over these infantry right now. So this is actually going to be the only time that he's going to be able to repel back all of these militant rocket squads. And we see some other militants going in. We see some units trying to enter the base, just trying to penetrate the backside. But will Time to Die be able to do anything against this base over here? Will he be able to destroy them in time? And just so that they'll be able to gain a little bit of an upper hand. This is unsuspecting engineers going along over that. That's so satisfying. Nope, there's one refinery that goes down, but we've got a few structures made over here, so it keeps them safe for a little bit. But I don't think that they'll be surviving for much longer. The harvester gets used as a desperate attempt to repel most of the forces, and then they are now retreating as a nice defensive move made by Time to Die. He's still at this, and I think King is dead from what I can see. But it is effectively a 1v1 now, well, with a little bit of help from Captain Hawk. And as we can see, one of the juggernauts and an avatar has been captured, so they've now regained some firepower. So I think this is maybe a good little match here now. We'll see who wins. Well, you'll see who wins in fact, because I'm interested to see who will be victorious in this match, because both players, we've got Juice and we've got Time to Die, and they're both trying their best to keep themselves alive. They both got decent amount of forces as well. I would actually capture that house, to be honest, because has been laying there for a while, and I'm surprised that either A hasn't been destroyed or B hasn't been captured. It's just laying there. So that's a bit of an opportunity should the need arise, but there we go. Now the attack has begun. The Predator tanks cannot handle this amount of firepower, so they have to retreat. But we've got some supporting fire from the enemy juggernauts, and in turn, Time to Die has to retract his units from the juggernaut fire, which ends up killing some infantry, which is actually quite interesting. So will they actually be able to use most of the infantry what they've got left? Because look at that, they've only got 2 groups of military rocket squads just there. A lot of riflemen, so that mental drop just get decimated, no matter that they're heroic, which is unfortunate. But, wow. And then there they go, they keep proceeding, trying to attack whatever's left. More militant squads coming in. They're going to try and take them, and then they do, quite nicely over there. I've seen an attack going over here. It's there. Wow, it's the stealth tank. I'm surprised that's still alive. And that effectively has that just... Oh, will it be able to... Yeah, the Conyo's actually destroyed. That is amazing. I'm surprised he managed to do that. Wow. So that's rendered them to a nice little... well, that's reduced their capability to do much now. We see that Juice is reducing, well, at least retracting his Predator tanks over to this area, but it's way too late now. The stealth tank is right over here. But that was a good move made by Juice over there. Well, I mean, time to die, because that was a really little sneaky move that has put the enemy back quite a bit because of that Conyo being destroyed. As we see, an MCV has just been deployed by Time to Die, so he'll now be able to reconstruct the structures, whatever he has left, and rebuild a little bit of his base. Hopefully he'll be able to take some of this Tiberium that hasn't been taken yet. Oh, and that stealth tank is getting a little bit of a beating over here, but he's being nicely micromanaged. And this Sonic Glitter is having quite a hard time trying to hit it. Boom, there goes, here come the Scorpion tanks, which are Predator tanks, but that section has almost been destroyed. So sad to be abandoning that for so soon. Oh boy, that was close. An attack on that could have killed it. That actually could have killed it because of the zone troopers there. That was lucky, but still, good micromanagement there. We see the MCV is going to be deploying very soon, and the infantry is being picked off by the snipers, which are pretty much dead right now. But they're just got invisible, so that the Juggernaut cannot see them anymore. I wouldn't be too surprised if Juice now just went for map expansion. Well, either players, because it's now effectively a 1v1. It's not going to be such a bad idea. And now there's just Time to Die is actually just completely obliterating these little harvesters over here. So there's good micromanagement there, good sneak attacks, and using a distraction over here just to make sure that it's a little bit of an insurance, a little bit of a distraction, just to make sure he just keeps that little stealth tank safe, because he's done a lot with that stealth tank, and I don't know if he'd be able to train anymore, but he might. Now that he's got Conyard, he's already got a War Factory and a Tech Center, so he may be able to train a couple more. There we go, more stealth tanks. He's built 3 more stealth tanks, so he'll be able to do a lot more damage now. A lot more sneak attacks may be conducted around the enemy's back, and most of the forces are now gathered around this blue Tiberium field. And that's a small force compared to Time to Die, which is actually advancing rapidly towards Juice's base here. We see that the stealth tank is taking care of the harvesters quite nicely over here. Again, they keep on withdrawing just in case something happens or something. And we see we've got the nice confrontation going off here now. We've got quite a few units from both players. We'll see which one will come in victorious. They're just waiting there. We've got a nice amount of avatars and a Juggernaut and not any other unit. They're just concentrating on making stealth tanks. But they really have got to hope that this attack can be repelled, because otherwise it's game over for the Time to Die, because this is pretty much quite a good force, quite a versatile force, but good against anti-destruction as well. And most of the avatars taking care of the vehicles quite nicely, because zone troopers are going to be the ones that are causing most of the problems. One Juggernaut goes down though. Oh, and the heroic stealth tank just gets absolutely obliterated. I apologise, my voice is quite dry. Wow. That's amazing. Wow, so Juice has actually just given up. Okay. Wow, that was really interesting. That was a good match by all players. So it's a 2v2 GDI versus Nod, and that was quite spectacular actually. I really enjoyed that. Oh right, the blue one was Time to Die. Okay. So actually it was King that was doing all the stealth tank business and stealth attacks and stuff. Okay. So King actually did a really good job with the stealth tanks, really did do a lot of damage behind there. But the amount of cranes that were built at the start, it was really interesting. You knew, as soon as you saw them, you thought, right, okay, this is actually going to get quite serious now. This is actually going to be really, really good and really interesting. And it was. But halfway through the match, 2 players were taken out, and that was Time to Die and Captain Hook. But King and Juicehead were still going and still battling on. So that was actually really interesting. I'm surprised that Juicehead actually didn't just keep on fighting, because he had the advantage of the zone troopers, and then he could have gone around and possibly done some more damage against King Zed. But obviously he chose what he chose to do because he knows what he's doing. But that was a really intense game, actually. I'm surprised that King Zed has survived that long, and because of that micromanagement, I think that was what gave him the advantage in the first place. Because obviously he got the stealth tanks, but I think he might have done some other micromanagement earlier on that also kept him in the battle, because obviously there was the attack from both sides. Actually, it was 2 entrances, 2 front doors, and he still kept that base going. So he's got Juicehead with all of his mammoth tanks and juggernauts, and Captain Hook with all his pit bulls, missile squads, and APCs and predator tanks, and he fought them both off, and he won. So that in itself is commendable. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. But that was a really, really good match, and I loved casting this. I apologise that I coughed a few times during this casting. I actually thought that it was alright, and, you know, ready to do some casting, but it seems that my throat isn't quite moist enough yet. So I just cough occasionally. But I hope it hasn't really detracted too much from this. I really enjoyed it. Hope you did enjoy it. And I'll be back tomorrow, or at least, I keep saying tomorrow. It's not necessarily tomorrow, but another time with another game video and another cast. See you on that time.